Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is our tour of Japan, day 4. And this morning we woke up in the Kobe Harborland Suites Hotel. Beautiful room and one of the nicest suites that we've stayed in our travels. The first order of business was to head out and find some breakfast or some coffee. That was not easy to do because everything was just kind of dead and asleep in the Harborland area, but eventually we did find a little coffee shop to get some breakfast. And then the next order of business is to get checked in Embarkation Day on the Diamond Princess cruise ship. And you'll get to check that out with us today, so come along. So this is the Harborland area right on the marina in Kobe. There's a lot of shops in here, restaurants, entertainment, but it seems really dead on this weekday. It may pick up in the evening, I don't know. I think the tourism here has been really hit hard by COVID. They were closed for years. I think they only opened up like last year. Only this last month did they open up for cruise passengers to not declare whether they had a vaccine or not for COVID. And this is our first cruise that they're allowing into the country that we're on. So I think a lot of businesses have been really hit by COVID, more so by the lockdown measures, I should say, than the disease. So here's the little Ferris wheel down here at Harborland. And they have a smaller dock here. Across from the Mandarin over there, you can see just the upper portion of our Diamond Princess cruise ship over there. And then looking back at Kobe. They have some nice restaurants here. This is a Ryuan Kobe beef restaurant. And nice area to walk around. Probably a lot more busy in the evening, I would think. Everything appears to be closed at the moment. And it is a weekday, so probably most people are at work. I bet this is fairly busy on the weekend nights. The thing about Japan is they do not really have a breakfast culture. So getting a Western style breakfast of any kind can be problematic. And really nothing gets going before 9 o'clock. Most people go to work at 9, and all the shops are closed and during the hours of what we would really consider the morning. So you just gotta kind of figure that into your schedule. Isn't this stream just lovely? We see all these really beautiful scenes in various areas around Japan. And I find it quite the contrast with the brutalist architecture of so many of the buildings that are purely function with no eye to the beauty of architecture. But then you have these little spots that are clearly appreciated by folks. The ubiquitous vending machine here in Japan. Looks like we've got some craft cola and a lot of things. Oh, Monster, I recognize that. Pocari Sweat. Morning Black Shot. Basically coffee and energy drinks. It's about $1, about 140 yen to the dollar. So that's just a little over $1. So everything in this case is essentially about $1, which is a pretty good deal. So we got some cruise options here at the bay, and check out the price here. The adult is $10.70, just under $11 is what that comes out to. $11 to go cruise around the bay. Hey, how's that for a good deal? Go cruise around the bay in Kobe. So taxi just dropped us off here, and unlike our previous cruise, very orderly progression to checking in the bags. You can see our ship right through the glass there. Are you excited? How was the check-in there with the Japanese?
It was very smooth, orderly.
smooth, orderly, efficient, low stress. Nobody's screaming at us. No one's screaming to get in line. Just lots of nice, polite arigatos. Here we are, getting on board the ship. Welcome aboard, everybody. Okay, so we have a little mini suite here. Bathroom in here. And actually a tub, which is unusual. There's our nice bed. Oh, this is quite nice. Ended up with a mini suite because that's all they had left when we booked. And how do we get out? Help! Help! Oh, so we've got a nice large balcony here. See all the other balconies along there, and this deck sticks out here with the mini suites with extra space. And we're right near the front of the ship, so there's the bow. It's like a nice big room. What do you think?
Looks great.
Will it do?
It'll do, okay.
So we've got a Japanese toilet, which is nice. And a tub is unusual on a ship like this. And yeah, the ship is starting to show her age. Getting a little older. It's kind of noisy out here, but welcome on board the Diamond Princess here in Kobe, Japan. And we have had a great start of our trip so far. We really enjoyed taking some time in Osaka, start of the trip, and also in Kobe. And the weather's not so great today, but yesterday we had that wonderful time up at the herb farm and riding on the cable car, so we were glad for that. We particularly liked the La Suite hotel that we stayed in last night. Very, very nice hotel and impeccable service. And after lugging our bags around the metro and changing from train to train, it was really nice to just call a taxi from the maitre d' as we were in the hotel. And they came and literally give white glove service. The Japanese taxi drivers are very professional. They literally have white gloves and they're very safe. One thing I noticed they were doing is if you ever ride the Shinkansen train and see the conductors, they have a method of motioning about everything they do for safety. The taxi drivers do it as well as they're checking the streets and checking for safety. So kind of a fun experience to ride the taxi even in Japan, because again, everything is so different than what we experience at home. So nice casual getting on the ship today. We were supposed to get on at 2 p.m., but when we got here, they just said, just join the group. So we probably only waited about 30 minutes in the terminal before they let us go forward through immigration, customs control, and then to get actually onto the ship. And of course, they're serving a buffet and they have food ready and lots of music playing, getting ready for the send-off party. It's going to be really nice to see the city of Kobe from the ocean as we pull out. You can see we're in a very industrial port area right now. Directly behind me is that Mandarin Hotel I pointed out before, and our La Suites is over in that area as well. And then just a lot of elevated bridges and roads and industrial stuff here. It's pretty humid and cloudy today, and also the air quality is not great. There's quite a bit of nitrous oxide and particulates. It's moderately unhealthy, but that comes with a industrial urban place like this. So we'll be excited to show the views of leaving the port later today. The room attendant brought us champagne.
Yes.
All right. Send-off party. Cheers.
Cheers.
So with that toast, let's get out here on the deck. One of my favorite things to do, even here in the rain, is to see the ship pulling away from the wharf, because you get this view of the city receding behind the ship and the exciting view of heading out into the open ocean. You see there's a big container ship up ahead of us, and we are moving out into the fog and getting underway. So the sun went down shortly after this, and it was time to head down for our first great meal down in the main dining room. There was some karaoke afterwards, and as you probably know, Japanese people are really into karaoke. They didn't have any trouble finding volunteers to get up here and sing. I did a little tour before bed and looked around this wall of awards. The ship has dozens and dozens of plaques and awards that kind of commemorate their first time in each of the various ports. And you can see this on a lot of the cruise ships that you go on, just seeing the honors that they've been given. And this ship has been sailing for quite a while, about 20 years, so it has a lot. Here's the inaugural call at Seattle, and then even our Diamond Princess in Skagway, Alaska. So that's all for the day, guys. Thanks for watching.